Okay, now let us talk about this movie from 2016, and the movie is Fifth Wave. It is directed by Jay Blakeson. It stars Chloe Grace Moretz, Gabriela Lopez, and Ron Livingston. Now, people, with everything that we do, we need to exercise critical thinking. We need to connect the dots and most definitely ask questions. These movies are not made for pure entertainment. Understand what they are trying to tell us, right? You need to watch this movie and make notes. Now, this movie is telling us about a series of events that cripples humanity, right? You need to pay attention because some of the events in this movie is currently happening, right? And others are predicted. Now, one of the first event is a EMP, electromagnetic pulse, that disables the light, the water, knocks the grid out, right? And not only the grid will an EMP knock out, but your mobile phones, your motor vehicles. And that is why over the last couple of years they've been telling you to get these newer models, these fancy cars, because they know by the flick of a switch they can destroy your transportation, they can destroy your way of life. It is all planned, right? Now, another wave in the movie is the earthquake. The earthquake comes before the tsunami. What do you see happening in today's world? No, quite a lot of earthquake and earthquake swarms have been reported, right? No, I don't have to say if I already got the vision. We will be getting a tsunami. The thing is when, right? So in the movie they get an earthquake and then in come a mega tsunami that wipes out the coastline, right? That completely covers some of the states. Because in the movie you see those high-rise building, when the waves come on in, they just snap. It just completely covers them. So they are showing you the magnitude of what is about to happen. People, you need to pay attention. Now, the third wave in this movie is interesting because they are having a virus outbreak complete with face mask, right? They even tell you in the movie where the outbreak is coming from, that the so-called others, which are the aliens, which are the fallen angels, that they modify the flu virus and use it to kill off a part of humanity. Are they trying to tell us something? What are they trying to tell us? Right? People connect the dots and ask questions. You need to make notes when you're watching this movie. Now, after various disaster and the father losing his wife, no, the father finally decided to move from the area that they are living, right? Now, be reminded that in the movie, the spacecraft can be seen visible, right, in the area that they are living, but they choose to stay while others around them decide to leave, right? Now, when the father and his two kids decide to leave and they find other people trying to survive, right, and they're trying to fit in with them, in comes the army, and they were all celebrating and happy to see the American army. But in the movie it goes on to give the information that the American army in the movie turns out to be the others, the aliens, the fallen angels. In other words, what are they trying to tell us? Now, the daughter had this conversation with her father, which I find mighty interesting. And she said, just cause some man in a uniform tries to tell us what to do doesn't mean we actually have to follow his orders. And you could ask the question like this: just because someone in a suit and tie or a lab coat tell you to take the Nephilim seed doesn't mean you have to. Right? That's why I say you need to take notes with this movie. Now the father answers, it's the army. Okay, this is our army. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. Because people put their trust in this system that they do not understand what is happening. No, the army separates them, put the children in buses to take them to a different location, invite the adults into a barn or a shed, and then they brutally execute them. Because you see, it is all about your children, it is all about the youth as they are preparing for their new satanic world order, and they don't want older people around to teach the younger ones the ways of their ancestors, right? Because they will be getting rid of books, believe that, right? But old people will know the knowledge, and they'll be able to tell the younger ones, this is not our way. Now listen to this coming from Cassie, as she writes in her diary, which I find very interesting. Here is how you kill off a species. First, you take out the easy ones, the weak, the exposed. Kill them as effectively as possible. That was the first 3 waves. What do you see happening today? First, you invite the old, the disabled, the ones with underlying illnesses. That's the first 3 waves. Pay attention. But even if you bug bomb a house, there's always a few cockroaches left. No, we are like those cockroaches, and the others are killing us off one by one. And because the others look like us, we can't trust anyone. Now understand that life is about to get really supernatural, right? And they already tell us that they're opening the portals. Now, what is going to come out of these portals? You're going to have entities that look like us, and entities that are your typical monsters with different colors, different shades. Now here is where the dogs come on in, because remember, a couple weeks ago they were killing dogs in Australia, and in Jamaica they were busy getting rid of them. That's for a reason. Dogs can identify them, and dogs will kill, right? They can identify them whether they're invisible or whether they are visible, and that's a threat, right? Now another conversation that you need to pay attention to in the movie is between Cassie and this character known as Evan. Now Evan have supernatural ability, and Cassie had questions. Cassie says, what are you? You're one of them. You're a other. Evan answer, I am human, but I'm other too. I am both. This isn't the first time the others have been here. Pay attention. They came before and created sleeper agent like me. I always felt different. Growing up, there was this voice in my head. It was quiet, but it was there. And when the ship arrived, it was like a switch was flipped, and the sleeper woke up. Now, pay attention. Because just like all the Most High have his agent in the form of the 144,000, understand that these fallen angels, these so-called aliens, they've got their sleeper agent in the form of humans walking around, right? Understand the times that we are going into. We are going into a supernatural time. You need to watch this movie. You need to make preparation. You need to understand what is coming, and you need to get a couple dogs, right? If you got the facility to have 3-4 dogs, I suggest you get them, especially if you have young children, right? You need to be prepared, because I'm telling you, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be absolutely brutal to see the movies playing out in front of your eyes, to see your worst nightmare, to see these so-called myths and mythologies play out in front of your eyes, right? No, we need to pray. We really need to pray, because things are about to kick off, and it's going to be downhill. It's going to go downhill real fast. Right? Let us pray and say, glory be to the Most High.